Here we have a case of an artist who allegedly, for legal reasons, scammed 30 people out of commissions or delivered their commissions way later. So this thread is written by VTuber Nero Sune, who goes by the same name. I'll be calling them Nero for short, and they write, please be aware of this artist slash scammer. I don't really talk about drama, but since it has come up again today, it's about time I talk about it, because honestly, I am heartbroken by what I have seen in the past year of this person. Raya's Corner is a scammer who now has officially ran away from 30 plus people who have commissioned her within 2 years to what I have seen. She also has changed her Twitter name now at least 6 times. I commissioned Raya and did receive my panels within a year of my commission after explaining I would want a refund if I don't get my panels, since I got them and requested them to be done for my debut. My debut passed with no chibi panels. They had passed the due date many times. I commissioned Raya at the end of August 2023 and didn't really push for updates because she had a lot of clients and I was fairly new to commissioning artists. She told me I get my panels by September 29 via Trello. I ended up with 0 sketches, and on September 29th, I sent her over my new model and rough sheet and asked if my panels, 8 panels, could be done by October 25th, and since I was already past my due date, I offered to pay whatever rush fee she'd offer me for a direct 100% I need them by date. I ended up getting a response 2 weeks later, and she explained she had my due date written down as the 25th and will send updates soon. Very happy energy, and I was excited seeing her all happy and ready to get to work. She told me 2 days later I should be getting sketches on the 17th and then have all the line art done by the next day. She then tells me she should have them colored by Saturday the 21st, and then ghosted. Now, on October 23rd, 2023, I get told I should be getting sketches that day, 2 days till my debut, because again, remember, Nero's debut was the 25th. She then accused me of trying to scam her after not receiving my panels after my debut. I was tired of the empty promises and seeing people in the Discord who had been waiting over a year, and I was seeing a pattern of back and forth of no updates. I didn't want to end up with wasting my money and being scammed. So I had requested a refund from her personally. She explained that her TOS says I can't request a refund if she had started the sketches. I never got any sketches when I asked for the refund. And she accused me of asking for my panels to be done in 13 days randomly and blamed me for not planning ahead. She then says she's sorry and that the panels will be done Friday. Friday would be the 27th, which again, let me remind you, would then be 2 days after the debut. The 26th, I got sketches for 4 out of my 8 panels, very rough sketches. And the 29th, more updated sketches on the same 4. November 6, 2023, I asked if the panels will be done by the 16th of November since I was on vacation and wanted to return with awesome panels that had been in the works. She said for sure I'd have them. On November 29, 2023. First colored update on a panel. And now let me remind you again, this is now 1 month after that's not even the due date. The due date was supposed to be September 29th. So we are now 2 months out from the due date, 1 month out from Nero's debut. And that is when Nero first gets a colored update on a panel. And Nero writes, I ended up getting 2 out of 8 on November 29th. And on November 30th, I got 4 total of the panels. I was hyped. She talked about in her server, she was ready to start working on her comms. Ghosted until January 3rd, 2024. I was running out of time to get my refund for the last 4 panels. And I explained I was tired of waiting and was going to contact for half of the money on PayPal for the panels I was completely ditched on for months with no updates on them and being told, yeah, the sketches are done. I'll send them. I was nervous. I got 2 of the sketches out of the 4. On the 7th, I told her I'll close that. I was sorry about the case, that I really needed them by my due date, that I just really needed them. I'm guessing this is referring to the art, and that my due date was moved so many times and so many clients were just tired and frustrated. I felt really bad because this was the only artist to this day I ever opened a case on. But please understand that I was running out of time and was worried I was going to end up missing half of my commissions because she posted in her server, 1 commission done after posting my first 4 panels. I ended up getting all my panels by February 2nd. Raya has officially deleted her Discord and Twitter and has run off with everyone else's money today. It has been 8 months since I got my panels from her, and I'm very saddened by what I've seen. We were promised due dates over and over again. So many amazing VTubers and friends of mine who wanted their panels, emotes, chibis who waited, and now we can say years and never got them. Please see the thread for photos. And I have to say, for me personally, the biggest admission of guilt is when you completely yeet everything, the Discord where people were talking about the commissions, your socials, everything, and just piss off the internet with everyone else's money, mind you. So Nero continues this thread with the Trello. The Trello will have all the info of everyone's comms who were moved so many times. If you guys aren't artists, by the way, a Trello is a board where a lot of artists use it to keep track of their commissions. So they'll have commissions and they'll list it under paid and then sketches done, line art done, to show the visual progress of how you are progressing through the commission. So here is the Trello. You can see it's titled Misa's Emote Bakery. There's nobody waiting. There's nobody underpaid. And under sketching, it's just so many people. Like, there's so many people that have not been completed. Like, you can see in the completed all of these green, 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 green marked as complete, but so many people are just piled into the undone pile, right? Under sketching, this means the sketches either hasn't been done yet or is in progress of being done. It's because every artist sets up their Trello differently, so it just depends, right? Now we have this one, liner and coloring. All of these people where the liner and the coloring wasn't done. And you can see here it says 0 out of 5, 0 out of 8. Like if we click this, right, you say emote 1, emote 2, emote 3, emote 4, chibi 1, chibi 2. Because this hasn't been checked, I'm just assuming that this means Rhea or Misa hasn't done any of these. Like they haven't done the liner and coloring for any of these emotes yet. And this was moved to waiting by Rhea on August 13th, 2023. And I guess has just been left here. Nero continues how the convo started. She said I didn't have a due date, which she lied and said I didn't. I actually did and just asked for them by October. So she marked them on the Trello for September 29 via Twitter DMs, which are now gone and buried. I did try very hard to find them. So here we can see the Discord conversation. And here, this is October 2nd, 2023. And remember, Nero said that on October 2nd, they sent over their new model, their new ref sheets for references. And here, Nero says, and is there a chance I can buy an express fee? Rhea says, amazing, she's so pretty. And Nero again asks, is there a possible express fee I could pay for my panels to be done a bit sooner? My debut is coming up very soon and was wondering if that was possible. And Rhea asks, when do you need them by? And Nero says, I need them by October 25th. Is that possible? And then a day later on October 3rd, Nero bumps it, being like, let me know if I'm able to buy a rush fee. And then a week later on October 12th, Nero bumps it again, saying, hi, my debut is in 13 days. I wanted to know if I was able to buy a rush fee on my art. Rhea says, hi, sorry, I didn't get back to you yet. You definitely can. So here again, this is Rhea acknowledging that Nero says they need it in 13 days and if they could pay for a rush fee. And saying you definitely can means yep. So Nero says, awesome, how much would the fee be and how quick will I get them? And on the 17th now, Rhea says, so what date is your debut exactly? And Nero says the 25th. Rhea says, I have it down as 25th, but just want to make sure. Oh, perfect, easy peasy, in about a week, so exciting. And Nero again asks, will they be done by then? I don't want to come off pushy. By the way, I want to say in all of these conversations, Nero does not seem pushy whatsoever to me. Nero seems super nice, super respectful, but also just trying to bump the questions up with the artist because according to Nero, they couldn't grab the screenshots because they couldn't find it in their Twitter, according to them, right? But according to Nero, they had already communicated about this in August, and it was already supposed to be done on September 29th. So we are now actually after the alleged first due date of the piece. But yeah, like looking at this, Nero has been really, really respectful. And here we can see Rhea completely, positively agreeing, yep, sounds good. I can get it done by then. I'm good to go. There's no mention of a rush fee here. As in like Nero is asking for the rush fee, but Rhea never mentioned how much it is or never talked about it, which I think is interesting. But maybe this just means like, oh, you don't need a rush fee. Don't worry about it. I got you type thing because they're not talking about it. Like the artist is not talking about it. But Rhea says, I'm starting on your sketches now. I'm hoping that I can get most of them done today and get your approval on them. And that is on the 17th. And then have the line art done tomorrow. And Nero says, you're awesome, And Rhea says, and then have them all colored by Saturday at the latest. Hee I try. They will definitely be done when you need them though. So don't stress. More positive affirmation from Rhea, the artist, that it will be done by then. And then some more conversations and Nero sent over the official ref sheet. And then on the 19th, Nero bumps it saying, hi, any sketch update? I know you said 3 days ago you started. I was wondering how they're looking. And on the 23rd, so now we are 2 days before Nero's debut, Rhea says sketches should be done shortly and then I'll start on color as soon as you approve them. Gonna work hard to get them done in time. Heh. And then Nero says, awesome on the 24th. And then on the 24th again, Nero says any updates. And then on the 25th, oh my God. Hey hun, my debut is a little over 10 hours away. If I don't get the panels, can I at least get a refund for them? I never even got any updates on them to begin with. I cannot give you a refund as I've already spent time working on them. I've already started, it's in my TOS. You originally had no due date and then sprung it on me like 13 days before your debut that you needed them ASAP, which I tried to do. But I had a lot of other people in the queue as well. I have the sketches done and I can't have the panels done by Friday at the latest. And Nero says, are you sure they'll be done by Friday? Because I need to get the panels, hun. If possible, can I at least see the sketches? Rhea says, I'll share the sketches with you once I'm at my computer and out of bed. This is crazy to me. This feels very gaslighty from Reina to Nero. You know what I'm saying? Rhea is like, I can't give you a refund because I already spent time working on them. Bro, you were supposed to deliver them September 29th. We are now a month out when you were supposed to give it. So then Nero agreed kindly to push back to a second deadline, right? Before they debut. You agreed and then you didn't do it. Saying like, I can't give you a refund as I've already spent time working on them. At this point, Nero has not seen anything. Nero hasn't even received a single rough sketch of their art piece. So I would be inclined to believe, to be honest, that you didn't work on them at this point. Like it hasn't even been touched yet and that these are empty promises. Or sure that you did some like really basic sketches. Because then why couldn't you have just sent them, you know? Like once you finish it, at least like for me, I rarely do commissions, but I sometimes do, right? When I do them, whenever I'm done, I stop in phases, right? I'll do the sketch, and then when I'm done with it, I will send it. When I finish the line art, when I'm done with it, I will send it immediately. Like when I'm at my computer, the moment I'm done, I just send it and then I'm done. I'm just a little bit surprised that if they did finish anything of the artwork, that nothing was sent over to Nero. So I personally just have a hard time believing that something was even done in the first place. Rhea says, you originally had no due date, but didn't you guys agree on the 29th? Allegedly, we don't have screenshots for that. Look, man, you can see, at least in these DMs here, there was a new due date that was agreed upon, right? And Rhea says, then sprung it on me like 13 days before your debut that you needed ASAP, which I tried to do. And that's the thing that gets me. Like, trying doesn't matter, to be honest, because you agreed that you could do it. Nero asked multiple times, are you sure you can do it? I want to pay a rush fee. Is that something you have, right? Is that something that you can do? Because it sounds like Nero would have been okay with I can't do it, I'm so sorry. And Nero would have like found somebody else who could do it in the short time. But you said you could do it and then you didn't do it. That's the thing that gets me, right? Like, don't promise. I feel like that happens so many times in the artist space with a lot of these like scam artists. With the exception of like a few people that I've made videos about, I feel like most cases, it's not really that the artist started out with the intention, I'm just gonna scam a fuck ton of people. But it happens, the artist, you know, gets people emailing or DMing being like, I'm interested in comms. And then the artist is like, cha-ching, more money. So they agree. And then they get to their eyeballs in like art debt to people, right? Because they agree to way too much, because they're like, oh my God, yes, I'm gonna say yes to everything so then I can get more comms, make more money, blah, 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 blah. Because they're in too deep to get out of this now. They've committed to way too many people that they can deal with. And a lot of people, because it's probably really overwhelming, right? To owe so much art to so many people, that they just piss off the internet and take everyone's money. It just starts with the lack of understanding your limitations and saying no. Like, you can say no. If you can't do it, just say no, bro. Like, just say no, refund the money. It's okay. I feel like a lot of these artists just need to say no. If you can't do the comm, if you have an inkling in the back of your mind that you wouldn't have enough time to finish it, and here, right? Like, I tried to do, but I had a lot of people in queue as well. That means you couldn't do it. That means you didn't have enough time to do the sketches. You didn't have enough time to do the commission for Nero. Just say no. Don't take the comm. Or if you had already accepted the money and Nero's here being like, hey, so like I have a debut coming up. Can you do it by this time? You know, Nero's being really respectful when they're asking. Just say that you can't do it. But here Nero on the 25th says, are you sure they'll be done by Friday? Because I need to get panels on. If possible, can I see the sketches? And Rhea says, again, I'll share the sketches with you once I'm at my computer. And then Nero writes, then she became very friendly, putting nerves to rest. Due dates being updated. So you can see here, Rhea says, I'll share the sketches with you once I'm on my computer. And Nero says, thank you. And then Nero follows up, sorry if it came on wrong. I was just really stressed out about it. I do appreciate you. I also did share that I was debuting on the 25th on the 2nd of this month, not 13 days. It was 23 days in advance. I just did want to point it out. I would have felt horrible giving you less than 2 weeks. This breaks my heart, honestly, because Nero is being so nice. It's not your fault, bro. And Rhea's like, I'm really, really sorry they didn't get done as quickly as I wanted them to be. I'll give you a free emo as an apology too. I just had a lot of unexpected university work on top of my list of comms and things were a bit hectic. And Nero says, you sure? I'm really sorry. I feel really bad. And Nero says, Rhea says, getting up in a sec, and then I can send the sketches. Nero says, okay, honestly, no need to apologize. Awesome. Rhea says, no, don't feel bad. It's my bad. I didn't get them done. So it sounds like they're reconciling here, which is nice. So this was a day later, but I don't know what time zone everyone is in because these conversations are happening late, right? This is like 7 p.m. And then so at midnight on the 26th, so 5 hours later, Rhea sent over the sketches, being like, here are the first 4. I'm just finishing up and polishing the other 4 because they're quite rough. Haha. Even rules are pretty rough, so my apologies. Also, do you have a friend I could do for the friends one? Or I can just make a generic outfit. 4 sketches were sent, and Nero says, so cute. So here we can see that communications had taken place in August, right? Because here you can see Rhea illustrates moved this card from paid to in Procreate on September 19th. In September already, there had been discussions about this. Then Rhea set this card to be due on September 29th. So you can see here, Rhea had marked this as being due September 29th. And then on September 21st, Rhea changed the due date to October 29th. Wait, that's weird. I feel like it's weird they moved the due date to October 29th because as we saw in the screenshots that were shown by Nero, there was no agreement on October 29 as the due date. You know, they changed the due date to October 24th now, and then they moved the card from sketching to line art on October 26th. They changed the due date to November 1st, then they changed the due date to November 11th, then they changed the due date to November 18th, and they added a checklist on November 5th, and then on November 15th, they marked it as complete. Oh, so I'm guessing this follows up with this conversation here. So Nero, now we're in November, Nero says, hi Rhea, I'm gonna be going on vacation and won't be back till the 16th. Would the panels be done done by then. And Rhea says, for sure. And Nero says, by the way, how are the other 4 looking? Could I see the sketches? So on November 6th, Nero still hasn't gotten any sketches. And then on November 16th, Nero is like, hey, any updates, love? Oh, wow. That is so irresponsible from the artist to be ghosting your clients like this. No updates, nothing. Just don't take the calm if you can't do it. It was a lot more of ghosting from her and back and forth from there. But there is a lot I do want to talk about. I'll probably sit down and make a full Google Doc on this in time, but I do want to address a lot in this thread about a lot of worries with Rhea's corner. And then Nero added, here are the finished panels. I do not use them since they might be traced. Here we can see the panels. So again, as we can see, they were completed astronomically late, like way later than the agreed upon due date. Nero continues, a thing I do want to talk about is this. The bottom left panel sketch is one of my sketches of my panels, and someone did come out and talk about Rhea tracing other artists' panels and chibis. I'm going to leave that up to you, reading this for your thoughts on it. I believe they are traced, but maybe I could be wrong. So here we can see it says Rhea's corner / Misa, and then Astarieth. So Astarieth is an emo artist as well. And if you go to their commission page here, you can see under chibi panels, this one with the whistle is this one. And then here's another one that they've made as well. And then this is Rhea's. Me looking at this personally, I don't think this is one-to-one traced, right? If you overlap these 2 images, it's not going to overlap one-to-one. This is very, 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 very close to comfort. As in, it really does look like in this scenario for this panel, right? This sketch here, that Astarieth's art was very, 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 very heavily referenced, like very heavily referenced. It's just everything about the posing is the same. The way they're facing, that she's also holding a baton, the whistle in the mouth, like the police hat, even the styling of the police hat, the proportions of the body, it's just really similar. And I do have to say, with the rules panel, you know, there's like many different ways you can work a rules panel. Nobody owns the concept of a police hat or a whistle in the mouth. Like, it's a chibi, right? So there's only so many ways it can proportion a chibi body. It is looking really similar to where it's like, you can tell basically that there is a very heavy referencing to Astarieth. So Nero continues, there were a lot of cases with Rhea that I learned and have sat down and read through them all. I'm going to link all the posts I have read for you all to understand all sides. And we will look through these. So Nero continues, please understand this is my first time talking about drama on my Twitter. So I'm sorry if I didn't do my best explaining everything. But I do want to make a post with some amazing artists I have worked with so I can help others not deal with being scammed and can give closure to. And my friends and clients who have dealt with being scammed, this was an emotional roller coaster for so many people, and I'm very sorry to all who have gone through this. I am grateful to have gotten my art I paid for, but seeing all my friends and fellow VTubers that have not gotten theirs doesn't feel right at all to me. It hurts seeing a friend of mine who had spent over $200 not even get sketches, and it's been almost 2 years. I hope Rhea comes back one day and finishes everyone's art. I do have hope, but for now, this is a warning I want to send out. To all of you who have been scammed by Rhea, please comment or even post your stories with Rhea. I'd love to help others. Nero continues, I do understand art takes a while. Burnout happens. We all were super respectful in her Discord and understanding. I've worked with so many amazing artists, but this feels like it's gone too far. We all work so hard to keep smiles and be positive for Rhea, even though we mostly were all anxious and due dates. And I think the thing is here, right? With art commissions, etc., burnout happens. Artists get tired, right? Sometimes you get really demotivated. Life happens. And Nero and the other people, according to Nero, sound extremely compassionate and kind and caring. But here's the thing that, in my opinion, can't really be forgiven. It's that when you take on more comms and agree to more shit, if you truly are very swamped with your IRL life and going through things, I'm very sorry that's happening to you, but don't take on more commissions. Don't agree to things you can't do. In Nero's case again, right? They took the commission and then they couldn't do the original due date. They then agreed on a second due date. Rhea agreed that they could do the due date, that they could deliver the piece in time. And they've apparently done this with other artists too that we will then look at, right? Don't take the commission if you're going through things and then just work through getting through your backlog. This is super unfortunate because Nero seems so kind and respectful as a commissioner, and it was just taken advantage of. And here other commenters also agree as well. We have Leah Kitty's writing, I can also attest, do not work with her. The most uncomfortable commissioning experience I have ever had. Zero communication and a lot of emotional manipulation. And Nero writes, I'm sorry you also suffered from her also. Boba Buns writes, wait, I thought she was gone due to last time. I remember when she first had her drama and I was defending her, but then I was asking what happened to her server and found out she blocked me on Twitter. I was wanting to commission her when I had the money. And Nero says, yeah, to this day, so many people have been waiting for their emotes, panels, chibis, and still haven't gotten them. Sadly, hun, there isn't much to defend on her. And Kideth, is that how I pronounce it, writes, OMG, there's no way, it finally came to light. I commissioned her over 2 years ago for 3 emotes and got 1 sketch and 2 finished emotes, but no files at all. Just a single picture. I had no idea her Discord was deleted, so I have no traces of our text, but this is it. If you're not an artist, you might be like, oh wait, doesn't that mean that Kideth got their artwork? No. For emotes, you need to receive like the actual emote file properly sized to use on Twitch, right? If you send 1 PNG with a sketch and 2 images on it, what is Kideth supposed to do? Like cut it out themselves and stick it in there? I guess you can, but that's not the proper way to deliver a final emote product. Okay, and like I also did just notice one tiny thing, and I could be definitely overreacting, right? But I just thought it was just looking at the art piece itself. I just think it's interesting that over here we have the side bang, but if you're an artist, right, take a look at this. There's like shadows for hair pieces that don't exist, and this one has like an eraser mark through it. Shadows, right, for hair pieces, but there's no spiky hair pieces. Right here, there's like a shadow again sticking out for a hair piece that doesn't exist. Because normally the shadow will fall like below the hair piece when you're doing emotes. I do a lot of emotes, that's typically how I draw them. And according to the lighting, if there's a shadow here, that means there should be like a little spiky piece sticking out. So I don't know, it could be potentially an accident. It could also be like a rushed commission work as well, just to try to like finish the piece, to try to get this person off the Trello list. And the list goes on. Here we have Halo Altered, or Altered Halo writing, I was one of the ones scammed. Bought 20 emotes, waited patiently for more than a year. Past the due date even. Didn't get a single sketch. I was really excited for my emotes, especially as a small streamer. Sadly, I'll never get them. And Nero says, I'm so sorry you weren't able to get them. It really sucks. Sakura VT writes, I'm so sorry you went through this. They scammed me back in 2023. I commissioned 15 emotes a month and a half after my debut, asking if they were able to get it done, and they said yes. I only ever received 5 finished emotes on my debut day. The rest I never got. Lover Males writes, I'm really sorry, hun. She did the same thing to me. It's really frustrating. Oh, sorry. I'm just laughing because this is actually really close to my boyfriend's League of Legends username. I had the most awful experience with her too. She has gotten away with scamming so many people, it breaks my heart. So then let's go into the other people that Nero has linked, and then there was one creator they retweeted, and now I don't remember which was which. So the first person we have is who goes by the handle Koibitoki, if I read that correctly, on Twitter. So this was in October 6, 2023. And Aerith writes, if you're an artist, please be a responsible one. Please communicate with your client and ask them if you're uncertain about something. Please do not take in way too many works that you end up not being able to finish. Moving to the rant. I commissioned this one emo artist from May, and I never said I want to cancel my commission until it had been 3 months since my queue was pushed all the way back behind 50 people, and even my friend who commissioned me after got her emotes done first. I said refund too, by the way, not cancel. She said she would finish my commission by the end of September, but what did I get? My name was removed from the Trello. She said I canceled the commission even though all I asked is a refund through my expectations. She insisted I asked for cancellation way back. That's why she never pursued my commission and put me at the back of the queue. Here are all the screenshots of our conversation. I have never ever said anything about canceling the comms. So here are the DMs, and they're going by the name Miso here. So allegedly they have name changed 6 times. We've already known of 2 name changes. This potentially is another one, right? Hi Miso, are your comms still open? And Miso says, or Rhea says, they are indeed. Aerith says, I'd love to get 3 emos from you. Some pose references were sent. Rhea says, yay, please fill out this form, and Aerith fills it out. Now on May 13th, he can't wait to work with you. And then Rhea says, hello, just reaching out to check if you have any questions before I invoice you. Also want to check if the deadline of 7th of June is still okay with you. And Aerith says, I don't have deadlines, but I can't leave it blank. But yes, feel free to invoice me anytime. I don't think I can pay ASAP because PayPal is still holding my money though. If that's not okay with you, feel free to skip my request. So again, here, I don't want you to read this as like, Aerith, I don't have deadlines, so you can do it whenever. I'm reading this personally as, so yeah, as in agreeing to the deadline of June 7th. Aerith is just saying, oh, I don't have any hard deadlines, but yeah, June 7th works. So Rhea says, no stress, PayPal did that to me this morning. I'll send it anyways, just pay me when you're able to. And they're kind of agreeing. And on May 15th, Aerith says, hi, sorry I'm late, but I paid. And then Aerith says, I asked for another update on the day she said she's gonna open her commissions again, which is September 15th. Finally, after knowing that I was put behind 50 plus people, I decided to ask for a refund, but no replies. I decided to wait till the end of the month to see if I'll get my commissions done. We can see Rhea say, no problems, amazing, I got it. I'll get back to you when I have sketches ready, heart. And Aerith says, alrighty. Now we're in September. So we went from May, June, July, August, September. Wow. Rhea says, hi, just wanted to let you know you can join my Discord Trello to see updates. And Aerith says, thank you. And on September 4th, Aerith says, hello, can I change one emote that I ordered since you haven't started doing it yet? And Rhea says, of course. And Aerith sends Rhea's post about kind of like a hand wave emote, being like, the note emote to the one on the upper right, please. Thank you. Do you have an estimation on when you might start the comms? And then now we're in September 15th, 2023. And Aerith writes, hi, Miso, or Rhea, right? I saw that you said you'll finish all the curves current batch before opening comms again. Is my commission included in the batch that will be finished this month? Rhea says, yes, of course. And Aerith says, thank you for the confirmation. And then Aerith follows up with, hello, Miso. After a lot of consideration, I decided to ask for a refund for the commission. Is it okay if I can get my money back? And now in October 2023, Aerith is like, hi, Miso, it's already October. May I ask for the emails you promised to finish? I don't know your Discord, so I hope you can answer me here. I want to add two things. One, it's so horribly irresponsible to take on extra comms, in my opinion, if you have an insane backlog of 50 people that you haven't done commissions for. There is a case, right? There's cases where it's totally okay to open up commissions if you still have ones you're working on, if you're like about to finish them, you know, and you're about to be done. So now you're going to take on new ones, etc. Right? But if you have such a huge backlog with people waiting on artwork, people like Aerith who has not received anything, no sketches, nothing, that is crazy. And then to open up commissions, even though you haven't even started the comms from other people. So Aerith had continued. I finally messaged her on Discord today. So that was October 6, 2023. And this was her reply. Again, I have never once asked for a cancellation. A refund was what I asked at most. This does not excuse her for putting me at the very back of queue, prioritizing other people after me. So here are the DMs where Aerith writes, hi Miso, thank you for accepting my friend request. It's already October. May I ask for the emails you promised to finish? I also noticed my name is no longer in the Trello board, even though I had commissioned you since May. I hope you can at least send me some updates, but if you wish to not do my comms, I hope I can get a refund. I never said anything about canceling until September 15th, and I was asking for a refund and not a cancellation, by the way. And Rhea says, hi, you messaged me to cancel it way back, so it was removed from the Trello as I assumed you didn't want it anymore and were planning to charge back. That's weird too. What do you mean planning to charge back? Like, doesn't a cancellation mean a refund? You didn't start the artwork, so Aerith is just going to cancel the comms. You didn't start anything, nothing is lost. Give Aerith the money back, we call it a day too, right? So I think it's weird they moved them to the back of the Trello and then said absolutely nothing to Aerith, right? That would imply that Rhea would have some intention of holding onto the money. So Aerith continues, wait, what? Since when? I never said anything about canceling. And Rhea says, so I don't even have the original sketches. If you want a little, I can make them for you again. What do you mean? Wait. So sounds like they're implying that they made sketches, but because Aerith canceled, quote unquote, that they deleted them. From the screenshots that we have seen, nothing was sent to Aerith. No sketches, nothing. So I think it's really odd that you did a bunch of sketches, didn't send it to Aerith, right? And then Aerith canceled. They have requested a refund. They never asked for a cancellation. This reads to me like, right, that Rhea is lying about doing sketches to make it seem like they did something when they actually didn't. And then Aerith is like, wait, what? Since when? I never said anything about canceling. And Rhea says, you DM'd on Twitter. Dude, more gaslighting. Literally more gaslighting. And Aerith says, can you show me the screenshot then? I only asked to change an email and not cancel the whole comm. And Aerith sends their DMs the screenshots where you don't read any messages of cancellations. Aerith says, these were all I said. I didn't say anything about cancellations. I don't mind waiting, but I hope it can be done soon because I have been waiting since May for this. And Aerith continues, that being said, I really don't know what to do now. At this point, I'm already too tired to deal with this. Yes, sure, I want my emails to be done, but how much longer do I have to wait? Again, I am an artist and a client myself, so I know how it feels on both ends. Yes, she had a lot going on her side, but she could have communicated openly and asked my confirmation if I had canceled my comms instead of putting me at the back of queue and removing my name from the Trello. Please be responsible once you decide to take the job. And then Aerith adds some proof that my friend who commissioned me after got hers done first. So here are some messages where Aerith is like, hey, regarding your commission on Miso, Rhea's corner, have you perhaps gotten your comms yet? Or at least has it reached the coloring stage? And they said, yeah, she finished 4 emotes and not on the expected quality. The rest are sketch and it's been 4 to 5 months. And Aerith says, oh, but she finished them all? And the friend says, last update was a month ago and 0 progress. There are so many pending. How long have you been waiting? And Aerith says, I'm glad you spoke up about this though, and thank you for confirming with me that you still haven't gotten your commissions finished by her. And then Aerith says, I think I've been waiting since around May. Yeah, May 11th. And I'm behind a whole lot of people. And the friend says, bro, you were before me. And Aerith says, really? And the friend says, yeah. And Aerith says, I'm being put so far back. And the friend says, I got 4 emotes. So then October 8th, 2023, Aerith had updated my update on the matter. I decided I won't wait for months anymore and would just get my money back. Hopefully the least she can do is refund me. With a screenshot on October 8th, 2023, within Discord with Aerith saying, hello Miso, I decided to ask for a chargeback as you initially thought. So I hope you can work with me one last time and give me my refund. And then October 13th, 2023, Aerith gave another update, writing yet another update at Rhea's corner. She said she will finish it within 2 days time. So I waited and gave her 3 days to complete it because, quote, I wasted her time, end quote, to sketch everything. Let me remind you again that as of this point, Aerith had not seen any sketches from my understanding. No sketches were sent. So I really am hard pressed to believe that Rhea sketched anything if we haven't seen it. You can claim as much as you want. If we didn't see it, Rhea could claim, I finished it, but then I deleted the file, so that's why I don't have it. Aerith didn't get it, so it doesn't change anything, right? Aerith hasn't seen anything. But Aerith writes, but 1, I never received any sketches, and 2, I still haven't gotten anything from her. So now we're in the 9th of October. where Rhea says, "Hi, as I've already started on your sketches again, since you said you still wanted them, I can't provide a refund." This is like the MO of these artists, right? They always say, "It's in my TOS and you can't request a refund because I started the sketches." Send anything, they don't show you the sketches, they just say that they started it so they can keep your money. Kind of reads like a scam to me. I'm gonna be real, right? And Aerith says, "When will you finish them? There's 20 plus people in front of me now currently, and my name is still in the back of the Trello board. I have waited so long, and if it's not going to be done anytime soon, then might as well not finish it." Rhea says the list is not in order. I mean, that's a pretty disorganized Trello board. I'm gonna be honest. If you're not organizing everything in order, that's like the point of a Trello. You can click an item and drag it around. So Rhea continues, "I can finish them within the next 2 days. I've already wasted so much time sketching and getting rid of it and then sketching again just to throw it out again." By the way, I'm gonna be real. Sketching is not time consuming. Sketch a little bunch of doodles, takes about an hour, you're done. At least my sketches, I work pretty fast too, but my sketches are pretty quick. Under an hour, I could sketch like a set of 4 emotes for you. I can honestly do probably close to 8. It's sketches. The time consuming part is when you start rendering, coloring. That is where all the time goes. For me, I do the sketches relatively quickly so that if there's any changes, then I can implement the changes. I just want you to see something first so that we could communicate. So I personally am not believing any sketches were done because we haven't seen shit. So Aerith says, "I'll keep your words. I hope you do finish them within the said days." 3 days later, right? October 13th. So actually 4 days later, Aerith writes, "Hello, I just want to remind you again that it has been 3 days. Well, maybe it's actually 1 a.m. in the morning, so probably 3 days. You said you'll deliver them within 2 days time." And then Aerith adds, "She also said this in her server, which didn't include my name, even though she should have finished it 4 days ago. If she doesn't want to do my commissions, she should have just gave me my refund that I asked politely instead of giving me attitude and saying I wasted her time." And here in the screenshot, you can see Rhea in their Discord writing, "Hello everyone, happy Friday. I'm about to hit the gym, have a shower, and then get straight to work. Priorities for today: replying to DMs, sketching out remaining panels plus chibis, finish the color and lines for Leah." Remember Leah? We saw them in the comment section saying they had a really bad experience with Rhea. "Finish the color and lines for idols panels, and maybe emotes if I have time. I'm very certain most comms will be done by the end of October. I have finals in early November, and then maybe I will open them again if everything is completed. No guarantees. I'm still not sure if I want to do comms again or if I should just get another retail job or something." And then Aerith concludes, "Please be mindful if you ever want to commission her in the future. She has been very unprofessional towards me and many others." So Aerith was one of the threads that was linked in Nero's thread, and now we have the next one that was linked from Energetic Hero, who goes by the Twitter handle energetic_hero, writing, "Rhea's Corner has now changed their name to Misa Studios." This was in October 26, 2023, by the way. "They still refuse to refund or abide by due dates instituted by themselves. This is a breach of contract, essentially. Nukyava has been waiting months and has been ghosted." So here we can have DMs between Nuke to Rhea, where it starts August 7th, 2023. Nuke is ghosted for a month and a half straight, where Nuke keeps saying, "Hey, follow up to see how things going. Hi, saw your post on Twitter. Hope things start looking up for you soon. Thank you for juggling life and trying to keep us all updated." Oh my God. So they're being really respectful, right? So far. And then Nuke says, "Please provide me a refund of $47.50 to almost a year. And I've had no reply for months." And then the next day, question mark, "I need a response. Otherwise I'll open a chargeback." I don't want you to take Nuke's frustration as they're being mean or whatever, right? If I haven't received shit that I paid for a year and you promised me something like a month out and now we're 1 year out, I'm not going to be very happy either. Nuke says, "You're active on social media and Discord but can't reply. Hello? Hello?" And then Rhea says, "Hi, I'm not refunding you as I spent hours on the work already. It seems like you just jumped on Twitter drama as your previous message was kind and polite. I will finish them today for you. I won't even ask for the rest of the payment, which means I'll be getting paid around $5 an hour for these, but there's really no need to be rude." So they showed a screenshot where it says, "Nuki, it's been 4 hours and 17 minutes of work, total file size," and then the guilt tripping for the $5 an hour. In my opinion, that's not even the issue. If this was due a year ago, what the fuck do you mean I'm gonna be getting paid $5 an hour for this? Like, Nuke wouldn't have asked for a refund, probably, right? I can't speak for them, if you delivered it on time. But Nuke says, "Like I said, I would like a refund. At that time, you said you'd finish it today, and then I still have no finished product." By the way, that was 2 days. So this is 2 days after Rhea promised to finish it. Nuke says, "It's not even a matter of drama. Look at how long that it's been. And I'm not even being rude. I think it's normal to want a response from somebody you paid to complete a service. Regardless, you need to be professional, give responses, and not take things personally. Let alone after all this time, you're suddenly saying after weeks and months of no replying that it'll be done in a day? I don't want a rush job. I want to feel like my time and money as a client are being respected. You as a seller need to be respectful to your clients, which clearly you don't know how to be, as you even removed me as a follower from your Twitter based on what seems to be our recent interactions. To me, this tells me that you saw my Twitter post and or my messages, and instead of replying to any number of messages that I sent, you instead showed how much you respect me. Removing a commissioner from following you is wild. Again, it's like covering up tracks. At this point, it's been almost a year with lack of communication, and I feel like my patience and kindness have been taken advantage of. If you do not refund me, then I will be pursuing a chargeback through my bank, which has already confirmed that I can do so as of today, actually, and post on Twitter again with what you have just replied back to me requesting a refund. Here are more of the screenshots in the mobile version. And then Nukyava writes, as of October 26, 2023, she has time to update her name to Misa Studios, but not bother replying or finishing my emotes that same day as you promised. Avoid this person if you want a finished product. And again, a screenshot where Rhea literally said out of their own mouth, I will finish them today for you, September 22nd. And Energetic continues, this artist Misa Studios / Rhea Corners has the time to not only change their username, but to also go back through their replies and post history to delete everything detailing this whole ordeal. Sorry, not sorry. That is shady and deceptive. No one can hide from responsibility. If anyone thinks this is just an issue one person had, it's not. Another example is Koibi Toki or Aerith, which we already read their post. This person has also had issues with this artist sticking to their word. Oh well, I've already started on it as an excuse. And then we have another person in 2023 who is also scammed by this artist, and they go by Nay, and their Twitter handle is Naymaria. I'm actually shocked at the nerve of this artist to call me disingenuous after waiting so long for my emotes. I was patient for so long and thought about commissioning new ones, which is why I asked about what happened to mine, because I thought they got lost in my email at Rhea's Corner. So this started in March 2023. On the 22nd, Rhea says there should be an email about it now, referring to a PayPal invoice. Nay says, got it. And then on the 23rd, Nay says, did you get the payment? And Rhea says, got it, whoop. I'll send HD copies in a sec, yay. And this sounds like it's referring to HD copies of the artwork. Hey, I don't think I've received these, referencing the HD copies. Over 6 months later, I believe, right? Like March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, like 6 months later, in September 15th, you should have chased them up much earlier. I'm sorry I never got them to you, but there's no need to be rude now just to jump on the bandwagon when you didn't ask for them, even though they've been done for months. Obviously, it's also my fault for never chasing you up either, but still. Dude, what in the gaslighting? Like, this is so gaslighty and manipulative from Rhea, being like, it's your fault. You should have asked me for the emotes. Nay did say in September, hey, I don't think I've ever received these. I'm just saying, like, in life, I always am fed up with people when they're always like, oh, this person isn't the perfect victim. Like, could Nay have asked earlier? Sure, right? But in my opinion, it is on the job of the commissioner to make sure, hey, they got it, you know? And again, I'm very distrusting of Rhea personally, given this history that we've seen. And Rhea seems to have a history of claiming they've done things that they've never done. As in claiming they've done sketches, but then it's never sent to the person. They've done that many times where they claimed, I did the sketches, but then the other person never saw it. It's like Schrodinger's cat, right? Where like, what happens to the cat? You only know if you open it, right? We only know if you did the commission if you actually sent it over to the other person and if they got it, right? This is my tinfoil hat theory. I have a feeling nothing was actually sent to Nay. And again, I do not like this gaslighting language whatsoever, like blaming Nay, being like, you should have said something, right? And Nay says, I asked before, anyone jumped on you today. And Rhea says, it feels a little disingenuous to claim I didn't complete them when I did. And Nay says, I claimed you never sent them. The same way you completed but didn't send. And then on September 15th, Nay says she finally sent them, by the way, and she acts like she's not rude, LMAO. I do agree I should have asked sooner, but she was always guilt-tripping everyone who asked anything. And yeah, I do agree too, right? Like, that is really guilt-trippy gaslighting language, in my opinion. And Nay says, this is the last time I'll talk about it now. For going off on me saying she completed mine months ago. She did 9 out of 10, LMAO. She doesn't even check either. I barely got them today. And this is now November 24th, 2022, when they first agreed on this commission. Rhea says, for 10, it'll be 110 all up. They're $11 each once you get. So I'll send an invoice if you give me your PayPal email, and you'll be able to pay half of that if that's all right with you. And then here is the screenshots where you can see the artwork. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And here we have Valola writing, yikes, definitely not going to commission this person. What a shame. You're the customer. You should not need to chase anything up, which I completely agree to. Like, the burden is on the artist to give you the artwork. The artist should be communicating and transparent. So unprofessional of this person to say this to you. I'm actually disgusted. What made me more annoyed was her doing this to so many people and still taking commissions that way. I've had so many people tell me that they've had the same experience with her, and being rude equals calling her out. She would victim blame so hard, I don't blame anyone for being scared of her. And Valola continues 100%. I've seen her recent tweets and unfollowed. She's not taking accountability at all. I don't think she understands that people holding her accountability doesn't mean they're looking for a fight. So unprofessional. And again, I have a hard time believing that the whole, oh, everybody's jumping on the bandwagon to hate me. Everybody woke up one day and decided that they hate you. I think it's a lot of people who didn't get the artwork they paid for and are unhappy. Gave them the artwork, they would not be unhappy. And then we have another VTuber that was also scammed by Rhea, who goes by the handle Aisha Spades, writing scammer alert, and this was retweeted by Nero as well. I'm one of the clients who have been affected by Rhea's Corners scam. There were many of us in her Discord server that she created to, quote, put out the fire, end quote, that she was under back in September 2023 on Twitter. She promised to get the commission finished. Update us with work in progresses in her daily progress channel. We did see them from time to time, but it wasn't consistent enough to show that she was really working on them enough to get the backed up comms list pushed. She had Trello up, which gave false deadline dates 3 different times, where she put all of her commissions, 30 plus people, under certain time frames of dates, but when it was due and barely any of them had gotten done, done, she'd change them up for another month's time. Happened 3 times and never got an update after November 2023. And she tried to update on Discord instead. She did make some posts on Twitter of work in progresses and finished ones, but not nearly enough of what she needed to go through in total. We all heard about what happened to her in that summer of 2023. So many of us were empathetic and was really patient with her and being understanding, even offering help if she needs help managing her commission list because she really seemed to be struggling with that. One big thing that boggled my mind and many of us was that she would try to finish the sketch and line art at first of everyone's commissions and saying she's working on the comms. This is due to her TOS stating that if she had delivered the sketch and line art, the client cannot request for a refund. Her practice of this with 30 plus people's commissions at once has basically jailed us to not request a refund. We've seen this MO with other people as well, where they would put in their TOS, oh, if I've started working on your artwork, then you can't request a refund, haha. And on one hand, I do get that there are nightmare commissioners as well, right? People who commission you, harass you, whatever, like once they get the artwork, they request a refund. Like there's that scenario as well. But on the artist's end, it can also be abused. And this is a case where we're seeing that happen. Aisha continues, I believe some of us still did. For example, Nerosoon from the quote of this post has filed for a refund, and that's when Rhea's Corner finally decided to finish the rest of Nero's commissions. She also had worked to finish other people's commissions before, others who were bigger streamers than others. Nothing against them, but that's what Rhea's Corners prioritize, along with clients who were filing for refunds. Many of us, including me, who needed our comms done before our debuts, never received them on time, nor received any at all. My commission actually had line art done, even though it was past my debut, but I was still hopeful that maybe I'll receive mine soon finally. She proceeded to make Google spreadsheets of all the comms lists that had detailed in client name, type of comm, due date that she said, and current progress. Even with this, she had forgotten to put some people's comms on the list and also getting the comm info wrong for some others. I had my doubts on getting mine done in time, and unfortunately it came to be true. Never received the finished product. Eventually, many of us grew restless and frustrated, expressed our concerns, and asked for updates and finished work. At some point during all of this, she had gone out of the country for 3 weeks, so she couldn't work on them. Then, sometime recently, I think about a couple months ago, out of the blue, while there had been no work in progresses for a while, she posted saying she broke her ankle and will update soon. That update never happened. Next thing she ever said, and it pretty much was the last thing she said before going completely silent, was her replying to one of the clients, asking her to please reply to the DM. Rhea's Corner has mentioned a few times in Discord to DM her to people who want to talk to her and expressing their concerns, and Rhea basically replied to the person saying that the client is accusing Rhea of not replying to the DM. The particular client had replied back saying it's unfair to make it sound like they're the bad person because Rhea never replied back to the DMs. Since then, we've never heard anything again from Rhea, and this was roughly about 2 months ago now, I believe. Another client had tagged Rhea's friend who was in the server. They were in there as a medium and contact person for Rhea for a while, asking if they can contact her somehow. The friend has tried but replied back saying they were unable to get a hold of her in different platforms they knew them in. So either the friend was all in on it together to just put up a defense line from angry customers, or Rhea ended up ignoring her friend too. We'll never know the truth. It has been at least 2+ weeks since, and we've all been silently waiting for her to reply or come back to us and give updates on comms. Then today, 30 minutes before I was about to go live on stream, I noticed that her Discord server was no longer on my server list. I triple checked up and down on the list and I couldn't find it anymore. I couldn't remember other people's names from the server other than Nero's at the time, so I contacted her and we've discussed about our experiences and have concern that the server is nuked. I thought maybe I got kicked or something. She took the money and ran. I'm guessing from the pressure she was having with all the comms and unable to deliver or work on them. I'm not sure how and why this was so difficult to do because many of us waited for her for 1.5 years for her to get through these comms, and some of us has been waiting 2 years now. If you take at least 30 minutes a day that you can spare 2 or 3 times a week, you can try to push out the comms little by little and the list will eventually go smaller and clients will receive their products and be on their way. Even when she claimed to have broken her ankle, she would then have to stop her classes plus part-time jobs and would need to be in bed to recover for a while. That would be a perfect chance to work on some of the backed up comms, even if it's just a little bit at the time because you're recovering. And by the way, I'm just saying too, I've never broken my ankle, but I've sprained my ankle. You're kind of bedridden, but like you have a terrible amounts of time to do anything you feel like because you're in bed. There's not much you can do because there's nowhere you can go. After what I've observed all this time and hearing Nero's comms results was only half done until filed for a refund and found out later that finished work was traced art, I believe she barely spent time working on most of the art and just kept building lies upon lies to keep people at bay with false hope. And now that we have ran out of our long patience, she finally decided to call it and ghosted us. She has mentioned that she wouldn't do art comms again after the current list is done, and I do believe that. But in case she does somehow come back with a new alias and find out it's her, and then Aisha has their Twitch VOD as well, and I will link that down below if you want to hear more about Aisha's POV. So unfortunately, as of now, there's no more updates of Rhea's Corner. The account is not on Twitter as far as I know. When you look up Rhea's Corner on Twitter, nothing comes up anymore. If you look up Miso Studios, by the way, there is somebody that comes up, but this definitely is not the person that is involved. They're a photographer. They look extremely unrelated. And there is a post that Xway made, and this was May 15th, 2024. Again, you can just see that Rhea has been rebranding many times. Rebranding from Rhea's Corner, Miso Studios to Miso Illustrates, or they were Kiwood Illustrates as of May. And Xway writes, the person who has scammed many people, including myself, has rebranded for the 5th time. Please do not give them your money. Please be careful. And here's the thing again, just be extremely careful, because with these artists, a lot of their MO, what happens, they rebrand many times, and they will do some sort of scammy behavior, rebrand, and then turn around and scam again. Absolutely sucks. But again, I want to send my love over to everybody who has commissioned Rhea at some point and were scammed by them or didn't receive any of their artwork at all. Rhea has been extremely gross in their gaslighting behavior to these people who have been so kind and patient to wait for their artwork. Xway said that they have been scammed. We also have Aerith, Nukyava, Nay, as well as Nero. So again, please check them out because they seem like cool people, and it really sucks that some bad actor came in and decided that they were gonna go and yoink a whole bunch of their money. But to also try to end on a bright note, I asked y'all on Twitter if you guys had any resources or things that you think would be good for streamers so that I could highlight it. So here we have a thread from Cutie Rin, who goes with the Twitter handle CutiePieRinRin, who we've actually read some of their posts in previous videos of mine, where they wrote how to set up your VTuber model mega thread. So they made a really sick mega thread to easily walk you through how to set up a VTuber model if you are looking into getting into VTubing. So I think this will be really helpful, and I will also have this linked in the comment section down below if you want to go check it out. So again, if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you like to subscribe. I also do stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch you guys there or in another one of my videos.